happening today. It's World Mental Health Day across the globe, and new data shows nearly 80% of Gen Z, so that's people born in the mid to late 90s, are unprepared for not only college, but their careers.
Well, that can certainly add some stress to your mental health, but the good news is that there is a way researchers say parents and schools can help Gen Z better prepare. Romy Drucker is an education program director with the Walton Family Foundation. She joins us live this morning to break down the new research. Good morning.
Good morning.
So tell us about these new findings. What does this survey reveal about Gen Z and their mental health?
Two important findings from this latest survey that we conducted with Gallup on Gen Z. The first, as you said, is that this generation doesn't feel prepared for their future. They don't feel like they're getting equipped in school with the skill sets and mindsets to succeed. And second, they're struggling with their mental health. Only 20% of Gen Zers surveyed report that their mental health is excellent. And so we need to be thinking about tools and solutions, academic, social, and emotional, to really help them find their way.
Interesting.
I feel like we have a couple millennials on the couch who would say we can relate.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm fascinated, by all of this, but on the career front too. I mean, I feel like education into the career front has changed so much, and I feel like careers are shifting so dramatically.
Yeah.
So what is the answer here to put, in this case, Gen Z on the right track to be ready for a career?
So you're right. How do we help students understand what jobs of the future even look like? And we believe at the Walton Family Foundation that that should start really early in a student's educational trajectory, even as early as middle school. But in high school, finding ways to give students access to work-based learning experiences like apprenticeships and internships, and also letting them make choices about projects they work on to find something that really inspires them and unlocks their interests.
That's interesting. I wonder, are there some unique challenges that Gen Z has gone through that might be contributing to some of the stress that they're feeling here?
Definitely. I think, the pandemic took a toll on students, both emotionally and also academically. We know that students felt a sense of isolation. They were disconnected from activities and social groups, and also that students fell behind in school. So mental health has always been a critical issue, and also, we need to be thinking today about what role we can play as educators and parents in helping kids regain their footing.
Yeah, I guess it does make sense. You think about the pandemic, it's when Gen Z was in high school, in college.
College,
yeah, absolutely. Makes a lot of sense. So with what you just said in mind, how can parents help? How can educators help?
School should be a place where students have choices, and educators giving students the ability to sort of feel a sense of ownership and agency over their education is the most important thing. So how can educators shape those experiences through project-based learning, through outside experiences that are going to let students see what's out there? And for parents, it can sometimes be hard to talk to your student or feel like they don't want to talk to you about their future. But what this latest research shows is that students want their parents to help guide them. They do want career advice. And so bringing connections to the table, mentors, helping a student network and see what the future could hold for them, and sticking with those conversations, even though they may be happening in short bursts.
Romy, we're running out of time, but really quick, I wanted to ask about, I think one of the friction points for generations when you see the younger generation looking to their parents and older peers for help is that the expectations for success long term, right? What does your American dream, what does your future look like? That gets defined differently through different generations. So what can parents understand about what Gen Z might see as success so that they can better have some of those conversations?
Like older generations, this is a generation that cares about social and economic mobility and moving up the ladder and having a good living. But they also care about finding a sense of meaning in their work, which means we need to help them figure out what is going to make them feel passionate and fulfilled in life and in the world of work. And so letting them experiment and pique their curiosity, educating them about those jobs of the future is really, really important.
Yeah, well, this is interesting, and Romy, we really do appreciate the time having you on here on AM Extra to talk about it. It's definitely a changing landscape out there.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, and for more ways that parents can help Gen Z tackle these kinds of challenges, you can go to the WaltonFamilyFoundation.org.